Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is G. Cole, and welcome to Homegrown, where I get to share with you some good music while talking to some great people. Hello world, I hope you're feeling as good as I am. I want to pick up all my homegrown listeners out there and welcome all the new listeners. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do so we can keep you updated when new material is available. We do release new episodes bi-weekly. Want to thank everyone who has been listening, subscribe to the podcast, and if you haven't already done so, please do. We're available on iTunes, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Play, iHeartRadio, all your podcast platforms. We listen to some great music. We talk to some great people. Oh, we're also available on Amazon Music, Amazon Prime, and subscribe. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is episode 170, and today's guest is an author and poet, and also the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council Rep for the Southeastern United States, Mr. Peter Gracey. And we're going to talk about his brand spanking new book, which I think is very important. It's called the Jamaican Diaspora Resource Handbook. Where do I, how do I, who do I call? Consulates, embassies, government ministries, phone numbers, email addresses, passport renewal, birth certificates, visa-free travel, dual citizenship, banking, shipping, land titles. Living away from Jamaica? Stay connected. Mr. Peter Gracey. Today's episode comes to you courtesy of the brand spanking new compilation, The Wake the Town Rhythm, courtesy of Mr. Vegas' MV Music, featuring G. Cole, Ed Robinson, Ernie Smith, Cecile, Etana, Christopher Martin, Akeem Fennell, Fiona, and Mr. Vegas. Available right now on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, and all your digital retailers. Let's go. Mr. Peter Gracey, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir. I'm here, my brother. How you doing, man?
Bro, I can't complain, man. I can't complain. I cannot complain. Yeah. And I know you got to be doing great too, because you got big things around the corner. You know, well, you always got something around the corner. I tell you that much. I always got something going on. But we're talking about our book launch coming up.
Yes.
And again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Peter Gracey, the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council Rep for the Southern United States. And when you started telling me about this book and I was reading the information on it, I was like, why didn't they come up with this a long time ago? You know, that gift that you didn't know you needed, the song that you didn't know you needed to hear. Let's talk a little bit about the book. We're diving into this book. Tell me the name of the book again.
The book is called the Jamaican Diaspora Resource Handbook.
And it's self-explanatory. But talk to me a little bit about this, because again, the fascination for me, sometimes you see some things and you be like, you mean I lived 45 years, 55 years, 65 years, and nobody thought of this until today? Talk to me a little bit about this book, not only what is in this book, but what was the muse, what was the inspiration, what made you say, I need to do this?
You want to hear the true reason why I need to do this? Because a lot of times when we talk to people, they talk to respond and they don't talk to understand. Right? And the thing is, you know, when you try to tell somebody, say, yo, make we do this and make we try to do this and to help this person, it's either they have somebody else who they know do something, or them do something, or them just not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what I do is I just do it myself.
Gotcha.
You know, because I like doing things together with people. I like collaborating and make things happen for a broader purpose, you know?
Gotcha.
But when no one moves, you just have to just take the mantle and just run with it. So it's a all-in-one resource. It's a lifeline for Jamaicans living outside of the island, meaning it's for the diaspora. It's a resource handbook. And it has a lot of vital contact information for embassies and the consulate worldwide. So anywhere in the world you are and you want to find a consulate or embassy, the number is in the book.
Wow.
The closest consulate or embassy, the number is in the book. It has guidance on how to become a Jamaican citizen if you're in the diaspora. You have a son or a daughter, your grandchild or whatever. It talks about, it touches on immigration, it touches on visa-free travel, They touch on like deportation rights. It touch, how to invest in Jamaica. Pretty much, if you want to replace your passport, the phone numbers are there, the birth certificate, the key documents. Whether you live in UK, anywhere in the world, as long as you live outside of Jamaica, it have the travel-free destination. It have some tips in there how to stay informed while you're traveling. If you're a Jamaica traveling overseas, it have things about if you're here and you need to know how health insurance work at Jamaica, or certain resources, or you want to call the land title place to figure out your land thing. And if someone die and you want to send their body home, how you do it? The resource is there, Yeah. So it's quite an amount. And being the diaspora representative, I just want to make sure that this book will help everyone in the diaspora stay informed, stay connected, and proud anywhere in the world they find themselves.
Wow. I'm listening to you here tell me about the book and what's in there and stuff like that. And it takes me back to when I was in the travel industry. Worked for a couple of the major cruise lines, sales and marketing, and had to interact with folks going on travel. And things do happen. You know what I mean? People call in, they don't know, a passport gets lost, this gets lost. You're already making your travel plans, but you never thought about the fact that, oh man, I'm really a Jamaican citizen. Are there any visa requirements for such and such? And they would call in to get the information, and we'd give them what information we could, and we'd point them in a certain direction. But what I learned over the course of those 15, 20 years was how, we say the internet is there and the information is at our fingertips, but really, is it? It's not as easily accessible because sometimes you got to know exactly what you're looking for to find exactly what you want. And when you mention the contents of this book, I'm saying to myself, I think there are certain things that every Jamaican household has. One picture of Bob Marley sometime in the house, right? One of the Jamaica sheep thing them in the house or show you the different parish them.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you drink coffee, you might have a Blue Mountain coffee there thing. But I feel like it wants to sound to me like every household should have this book. Maybe 2 copies, one for the household and one when you leave in the household, because it sounds like there's stuff in there that you may sit down at home and need, but there's stuff that you may be in commute, in route, in travel, vacation, pleasure, whatever the case may be, and need also. Exactly.
Absolutely. And this is why the latter part of what you just said is so important, is because I've traveled to places. I went to South Africa, and to get on certain government websites outside of South Africa, you're blocked unless you can go through a VPN. So sometimes you're looking for phone numbers, you can't even find it if you're searching certain countries from other countries.
Right.
So sometimes it's important to have that piece of resource in your bag, or you travel with it just in case, or something, Yeah. So it's not because you say, man, the internet is just go up on phone. It's not everywhere you go, things are going to be accessible in some ways for you, So I'm not saying most of it won't be, but at least that, as you say, you have that coffee table book, where you can just pick up and,
And not only that, it's amazing too, because everything that you've mentioned in this book, I have had a conversation with somebody about it, right? You mentioned, and I use the word shipping loosely because, shipping a body home, right?
Yeah.
You talk about, even if it's not the body, it's kind of like, okay, somebody cremated and I want to take them home or whatever the case may be. There's a process for that, right?
Somebody you call.
And a lot of times,
who is it you call, right?
Who are you going to call? It's like, totally off subject, but I remember saying to somebody one time, they said Michael Jackson was the man because he owned that giraffe. And I was like, no, Michael Jackson's the man because he has the phone number for the man that sells giraffes. Who has the phone number for the man that's selling giraffes?
Sell a giraffe.
You know what I mean? So it's having the contact information for the right people. And again, knowing what to look for. Because I see a book like this, I don't feel like we need to just draw upon the book when we are in a bind. I think it's one of those books that we just read because there's going to be so many things that we don't even know that we need to know.
Yeah.
And it's in the book.
And not, I just said that, not only that, because when you open that book and you go in that book, the first thing you see is all of Jamaica symbols, the national anthem, the pledge, all of these things are on the front in the beginning of the book.
Wow.
So that means when I say you if you don't remember, a lot of people don't remember the pledge.
And shoot, some people don't remember the national anthem, the second verse.
Yeah, exactly.
So people don't. It is so true, and it offers that feeling of patriotism, but it's a lifeline. And even though again the stuff's in there and the numbers aren't in there, I keep going back to the fact that sometimes, though the internet is there, we literally don't know what to put in to search for. Right?
Exactly.
And I think that's where a book like this comes in handy. And I'm going to go back to what I said at the beginning of this conversation. I am so surprised that I am in my 40s and this book just come out. You know what I'm saying? Not to cast the responsibility for the government or whatever the case may be, but I am so surprised. I never thought about it, that a book like this is no.
Hold on, G4, but you know what, before you ask me that question, you know what makes you the man though?
What that?
Because you know the person who put out the book.
Oh, again, Michael Jackson know the giraffe guy. I know the book guy. You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly what I said, yeah.
Jano, it goes back to a certain level of selflessness too, because you're an author. All right? And when it comes to people who consume books and stuff like that, the number one selling book is fiction. Right? Where Jamaica will come from, we can come up with a whole bunch of that creative stuff to write about that's going to catch the folks. But to put something together because of the fact that it's necessary. And even the people who need it sometimes don't realize they need it until the day they need it.
Exactly.
Right? It's stepping outside yourself and saying, okay, you know what? It says in not so many words, there are different ways to contribute. Everybody thinks a cutting check is contributing. Right? But putting the resource out is contributing. When you decided to do this book, how long did it take to put this stuff together? Because again, you have to vet things yourself. You can't just put things in a book and then people say, one Peter Gracey give me some wrong information. Right? How long did it take you to put this book together?
Probably about a month. Because what happened is when I'm working, when I'm working in my own space, everything stops.
You just dialed in, zoned in.
Everything stops. You don't invite me out. I don't want to go anywhere. You don't invite me anywhere. Don't call me and tell me what a great event. I'm not going to be the person who suffers from the FOMO type of thing, the fear of missing out.
Right. Right.
So don't call me to go anywhere. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to do anything. I just ghost everybody at that point and go work.
Focus.
It's simple as that. Yeah, just in focus mode, all the meds and go work. That's how we do.
And you can accomplish your task that way because again, distractions are a hell of a thing in them. They're on every corner,
It's when I work like this, but not even want to say a woman.
Just cool, man. It's the work have to get done.
It have to get done because the thing is, time is precious. You know what I say? Time is precious. And when you know something is needed.
Right.
When you know something is needed, you want to get it there because you don't know. Who know? Maybe someone did do this before me and I'm dead before they put it out.
Yeah. You never know.
Because a lot of you will find stories and you will find things and ideas to an abundance in a cemetery.
That is so true.
You know what I do it? So when we see something important, what I try to do is just try to work with the vibe and put it out,
Work with the energy.
Yeah, let's work with the energy and put it out. 1, 2.
Jano, I love that. Now, when you do stuff, I talk to a lot of artists and stuff like that, and sometimes when a musician put out a song, I always say, so tell me the response of the fans to this new project in adverse to tell me the response of radio to this project, right? When it comes to a book like this that you're putting out, and it is so necessary, but you are in your cave, so to speak. You have to cocoon yourself, like you say, forget this done, right? The powers that be, those people who should have probably already put out the book and not put out the book, not the ones in the grave, but the ones that this is their responsibility. What's the response like from them when you present this and say, listen, I'm about to drop this on the masses because it's necessary?
Well, I didn't really tell anybody.
Yes, I roll a rogue.
Yeah, but that's the thing, and the thing is, you see, here's the difference between a musician and this. I've been in music for a very long time. I know how things work when it comes to, and certain things just don't work the same. You cannot push, or you can't really push. A lot of people don't know, you can't really push a dancehall song like you push a reggae song.
Right.
Because a reggae song is more of a marathon type of project. A dancehall song is something that come out and bust today and by tomorrow it's done.
Gone. Yep.
You understand what I say? So there's a different way. I know this is going to be it's a marathon. This is a marathon. So I don't need to go down and say, everybody look, oh my God, buy this book, it pop, no, drop all that stuff. No. Anytime I tell somebody about it or I go anywhere and talk or advertise it, people are going to respond and buy it. Right. Because it's timeless.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So I didn't do much and call nobody and say me I put out this and put out that. I call like one attorney girl and say, hey, me I put out that book here, And she said, oh yeah. And I meet with her and she's like, oh my goodness. And if you look in the book, I put her in the book. Why? Because when I called, she responded. And it's not about me. It's about the whole project. It's about us. It's about Jamaicans in the diaspora.
Right.
You understand? Because that's what I needed first. It's not about Peter Gracey.
Right.
You understand? It's about, right. So I called people in the diaspora and said I had an idea. That's what I was saying to you earlier, that I tried to reach out and them now respond. They now respond the way they should. They might tell me about who I do this before and who not do this before and what I'm ever come up and this and that, not hearing what I'm saying.
Right.
And what I've realized, most of us also as Jamaicans that I've come across, and I'm saying most, I'm not shying off when I say most of it. Most Jamaicans don't want to work with each other.
That is true. Either solo or with the other man.
Yes.
But not us.
Right. It takes a disaster like this for we work together.
Yeah, that's very true. Very true.
So, but it's a thing, It's I guess it's a thing with us because I don't know why it's most, But when you go in the Chinese community, it's a few of them don't want to work together.
Right.
Right. But that's how I got still.
Listen, it'll go on from the beginning of time. I don't expect it to stop tomorrow.
That's how it goes still. We just have to go and love with people them same way.
Yep.
Just make sure it's there, regardless of how we behave against each other. we love my people them. Trust me. I love the Jamaican people them got to bed.
Even though loving can be work. Something I love them is work. We love them, Work, we love them.
Yeah, man.
But I tell you this though. I feel like when I think of this book, because every day a book comes out or somebody says, I'm going to write this book. And a lot of it is, autobiographical stuff. A lot of it, poetry books come out. A lot of stuff come out nowadays. And if I'm going to get that book, I'm getting it either to support or I'm getting it because of the entertainment value of it, right? I've very seldom, if ever, bought a book that I thought I needed after school. You know what I mean? After graduating school, I've never bought a book that I thought I needed. And I feel like this book right here, I think everybody, forget the regular populace at this point in time. I don't think you should ever walk into a consulate office. I don't think you should ever walk into any representative of the island of Jamaica office and this book is not there. I don't think you should go into a church that is predominantly Jamaican and this book is not there. I don't think you should go into a business that is Jamaican and this book is not there. it's supposed to be there along with every other thing we deem a necessity, just because the information that is in this is information I've heard everybody trying to gather for the longest, and now it is together, right? It's in a one package. Again, it's called the Jamaican Diaspora Resource Handbook. All right. I'm going to read. It says, where do I, how do I, who do I call? Consulates, embassies, government ministries, phone numbers, email addresses, passport renewals, birth certificates, visa-free travel, dual citizenship, banking, shipping, land titles. Every last thing in here, and I don't mean to get political, has been something that we need to be focusing on, especially in the last 11 months, right? In the last 11 months, only if you figure out another passport renewal or a birth certificate better be in order, make sure say you know about your visa thing and your dual travel and everything.
you know, when you say that, you know what it sounds like, how timely is this though?
Bro, when me tell you, say, right on time. Washington over there, this dude right here, boy.
Yeah.
This dude.
Yeah.
But we need it. We need it. And I am going to say thank you so much. A lot of time we look, but I must say thank you so much for this, because I need to get me a copy. And I need to implore some of my folks to get a copy, just because, again, I kid you not, we have been talking recently. And if me talk about it and you talk about it, then that means that many others are. We don't live in this world by ourselves, and we don't experience things individually. You know, so?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people need to get this book. Where do they get it?
They can go to Amazon and just type in Jamaican Diaspora Resource Handbook, or just type in Peter Gracey, you'll see it. I just dropped the price yesterday, where I'm dropping the price to a point where I make zero royalties off it. Reason being is because we have the book signing coming up, and I want people to just buy it and have it. Right, it's not a profit thing. It's really not a profit thing for me. You know, I just want people to just buy it and have it. I'm not care if I make $1 off it. So what I did, I dropped the price so people can go out if they want to buy it and come to the book signing. You know, they can all go to my website, Peter Gracey petergracey.com. You know, and it will pop up right there, and you know, you'll get it. And that's GRACEY.
petergracey.com. All the links and everything's going to be there. And it would be dope if everybody bought their book and came out with the book, and the author is there, signed the thing. We're going to treat it like all these, you know, fiction selling authors do, and come out and get everybody to come do it. We want people to get the book, come out, get it signed, because it's a community. And and you're also going to, I presume you're going to have books there for sale on site too, right?
Yeah, we should have some books. The thing is, we've had difficulty getting books right now because of the whole the air traffic controller situation.
Oh, yeah.
Right. You know, it affects a lot of things, you know?
I got you.
Yeah, because there are some flights, you know, that were to move out of fulfillment centers, and they cancel a lot of commercial flights and a lot of passenger flights. So a lot of stuff get pushed back, and from one thing get pushed back, one thing get affected, you know?
I got you.
So so hopefully I'm supposed to have some copies there though. You know? So every day they say arriving tomorrow, and every time tomorrow comes, they say apologize, it's coming tomorrow again.
Right. Well, hey, listen. If you're gonna get it tomorrow, as long as you get it, because there's something in there you're going to need. Today we have, the date is the 13th, so we still got a couple of days. Set them order today. You know, they might be able to have it, and even if they don't have it on site, they need to have this book. Talk to me about the venue. Where is it going to be?
It's going to be at the New U Lounge. It's going to be at the New U Lounge in what do you call it?
Davie.
In Davie. It's going to be a New U IV Lounge at 4825 Volunteer Road in Davie.
6:30 to 8, right?
6:30 to 8 p.m. And we'll have it's actually under the distinguished patronage of the Consul General of Jamaica.
Awesome.
Oliver Mayer. We're going to have Dr. Alan Cunningham as a speaker. And we're going to have Zoe Chinloy. Zoe Chin is a candidate for Global Jamaican Diaspora Youth Council. And so, you know, she shows interest in, you know, guiding our youths and all of that. You know, so I brought her on board and said, hey, come along. you know, if that's what you want to do, you know. And she's also, if you remember this now, you remember the record store Aquarius at Jamaica?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the daughter.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
You know, so it all come, the entertainment all come right back into the whole mix of things, you know.
Listen, you can't get her from it. You can't get her from it. Yeah, what killer say it in your jeans and in your t-shirt. So
In a t-shirt.
can't get her from it. I love it. And also thanks again for involving the youth too, because sometimes we're so caught up in what in our todays that we don't think about our tomorrows. And there's going to be a time when Peter Gracey and I have his strength for run up and do all them things. So it's dope to be able to inspire the future, you know, the future baton carriers, so to speak. So give thanks for that. Now, we have this event coming up, but we have, you know, we're in the middle of disaster relief and recovery from Hurricane Mellissa, and we don't know, you know, from my optics, it's going to take years and years and years for us to rebuild, and I don't know if we're going to rebuild. It'll still be Jamaica, but it ain't going to be the same Jamaica. Talk to me a little bit about not what we see going on there, but personally, your introspective moments when you sit down and you saw everything that transpired, everything that we just went through and endured. And I say we because even if my house or your house never blow down, I still we, right? So when you were watching or listening to what's going on, talk to me a little bit about what you were feeling at the moment.
You know, picture this, right? You're in your house and you know there's a Cat 5 hurricane coming towards you, right? And you know you're in the epicenter of things where it's going to land, right? And I'm trying not to be poetic, you know, because no, I tend to push out.
All right.
And you sit down in your house, think about this, you know, really think about this. You know, for the audience listening, you sit in your house. You know, it's one of the most powerful storms ever formed in the Atlantic Basin coming towards you. And you're sitting there and the lights are flickering.
Wow.
And people around you are being scared. And the wind come and blow off your roof. And you're no more than 7 years old.
Wow.
Think about that. Just think about that. Think about that, right? Think about that. So it could be an adventure for a child. But no matter how adventurous that is, it's very traumatizing.
Yeah.
And my mind was on the people who cannot take care of themselves. What do you do?
Right.
Especially a child. What these kids are gonna do? You know, how do they cope? That trust me, the adults were even on my mind. Yes, they were. Don't get me wrong, they were, and you know.
Right.
But the kids, man, when you think about these kids, brethren, you know, and they're there, and then now you have to figure out now, or they're gonna go back to school. They have to go back to school now because school is gonna be the safest place for them to get 3 meals a day, right?
Yeah.
And to be around their friends, to take their mind off of this, to give them parents some leeway and all that. So I was kind of processing things that will happen. I mean, no say that will happen. Right. So I don't want to focus on what is going to happen. We want to focus on how quick you can respond.
Right.
You know, so my thing was really, when I was thinking, I was more focused on the kids and, you know, the elderly folks who can't even, they need help themselves, you know?
How do we help after it's passed? Because it's going to pass.
How do we help? It's going to pass. We know that it's going to pass. Some people have to think about it coming and preparing. That's not me because I wasn't a part of that.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
We can tell you or we can beg you to leave and all that, but we weren't on ground to prepare.
Right.
Then you have the people now who is about to face it. You know? Then you have the people who face it. I can watch and I can only imagine and think. But we have the power to recover and rise again. So my focus was when the storm done, we have to activate.
Right.
because we know it's a dangerous storm, you know. So that was what's on my mind throughout the whole thing, you know.
I got you.
Yeah.
And you know, I know you're doing your part and putting in your efforts and, you know, mobilizing the troops and getting stuff done. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about the recovery efforts you have been seeing? I'm going to break that down in two. One, from the people who are supposed to do so, and for those people who are doing so just out of goodness of heart. I'm talking about our people with the resources, the artists and the entertainers, the whomever, John public, private sector, those people doing it. But from those people who are employed to do so, those people who are tasked with doing so, the government and their subsidiaries, how do you feel about the recovery efforts that's coming from them?
You know what, man? I think it's going good. Mm-hmm. I think it's going great. Could it be better? Yeah. But you have to give the benefit of the doubt. All of us may have been through disasters, but not one like this.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Not one like this.
Right.
And when we say, yeah, man, they're supposed to do this. Yeah, we know them supposed to do it. But how do you do it? You got Cat 5 just like we never experienced this before, like the devastation right there. How do you do it? It's a lot of effort now because, number one, Jamaica cannot do it alone.
Yeah.
Period. That's it.
Yeah.
My concern about the whole thing with the government is when we will see that independent oversight committee to make sure that all the funds where it's supposed to go is going where it's supposed to go.
Right.
And who's supposed to, you know, and things like that, you know.
Right.
Another concern for me is, and let me just say this real quick. I'll tell you this right now before we even announce it. I have adopted South St. James.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Right. And I'm sending a 40-foot container down to South St. James, specifically South St. James.
Right.
Because I saw Nikisha Burchell on TV cry in Parliament. I said people can't even leave them house for days. That she go to the road and a SUV, all you can see is the top of it in the street. Things like that. People are marooned in them house, these farmers, and people are burying them dead.
Yeah.
You know?
The ones they've located.
So when I heard that, I've adopted the maroon, South St. James, and I just locked up a contract with a freight forwarder in New York, and they've formulated some terms with a shipper where they're going to give me the container, and they're going to drop off the container in Plantation, sometimes in November. But we are pushing now to collect items to send directly to South St. James.
Right.
So I spoke with Nikisha Burchell now, who is the member of parliament over there. And we have the Camperdown alumni St. Andrew chapter in Jamaica, who is going to actually receive the container, and then Nikisha Burchell will distribute the items in South St. James.
Right.
And to head up the face of that mission in South Florida that I've chosen to do it is the People Profile Organization.
Nice.
And so they're on board. So we're bringing in partners to get, you know, you know, I'm going to put on a flyer, I'm going to look good and all that. But it's not about me.
Right.
It's never about, somebody has to be on it, you know. So a face have to be on a G. Cole show, and it has to be G. Cole.
Exactly.
Right, but
I feel you.
So this is coming. So the reason why I'm doing that is goes back to your question. I see where there's a lack of help in certain areas where people are crying for help and help still not reach.
Yeah. Talk to me a little bit about what you see now in terms of relief efforts from, because I love it when our people come together, and like you mentioned earlier, sometimes it's sad that it takes times of tragedy for us to rise to the occasion and be unified. But it is still beautiful to see those people. I mean, people talk about dancehall artists as the worst people sometimes, but to be honest with you, in times like these, they mobilize faster than anybody else. Faster than the church, faster than the reggae artists and whatever the case may be. But not just artists. Talk to me a little bit about what you see from the diaspora, from private entities, from private people in terms of these recovery efforts.
Yo, let me tell you something. Jamaica, who don't want to come from anywhere else? I can't say that much. I know, I'm talking my mother and father. I'm not saying I got you, because who don't want to come from nowhere else?
Right.
Because for a little island that have 2.8 million people, the whole world come together for Jamaica, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
India, China, US, Canada, the whole world have come together for Jamaica.
Yeah.
Because Jamaica, as small as we are, has given so much to the world. That's how we know we're powerful. So everybody come to our rescue now. You know?
It's a beautiful.
It's a serious thing. I'm saying when we look about we tell our, you know.
Yep. And you know what? To the point where other people, and I'd feel bad for others because we're not the only persons affected, but just to reinforce what you just said a while ago, the impact we've had on the world, and now the world is showing their appreciation. You know what I mean? I reciprocate what we've given to them to the point where other people are upon, so want to we too. You know what I mean? And while that to me is kind of tough, in the same breath, it makes me proud of my people. That the world at large, there's no place. I look at social media and I have people that I know from all across the globe, and everybody, even though not everybody might be able to pack up something and send it, but people from all across the globe are trying to figure out how do they help out Jamaica because of what Jamaica means to them. So something to be proud of, my brother. Something to be proud of. Man.
The diaspora step up. Yeah, I have a little one them are criticized still,
Can't get rid of that.
Them just sit back and criticize. But they are very important. Mm-hmm. They are very important in the whole scheme, I think, because it activates people.
Yeah.
When them see, what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's very important to have them.
Very true.
So it makes you know who from who and what from what.
Right.
So that's why sometimes segregation is necessary. You know what I mean?
Yep. Everything serves its purpose.
Everything serves its purpose, right? Yeah.
As I talk to people who want to do stuff, people want to contribute, people want to do what they want to do, but they are not sure how to do so. There are different places out there and entities and organizations that they can contribute through. But you mentioned something just now that I think is very important for those people who want to do something. It is to identify, because I feel like if you throw everything in bulk, it's going to get distributed in the places where whatever powers that be the most affected. But there are other affected places that are not getting the highlight. How important is it for people to find out and identify who they're helping and how they're helping before them decide, say, okay, just here is the help? Because I'm always concerned about people getting burnt out or disappointed in feeling like their efforts didn't go where it was supposed to go.
Well, the thing is, it's more important for people who have loved ones in Jamaicans who are affected to think that way. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because if everybody should try to stop and figure out who to go to them, Food for the Poor wouldn't get a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. Gem wouldn't get a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. Because people would just sit back thinking about one and two people thinking for themselves. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But it just shows where everyone's heart is. Yeah. They actually just give without even knowing where to go, if it's going away.
Right.
That's the beauty of it, Even if it not reach where they would like for it to go, and them just get anyway, it just shows you that people have compassion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not as important for anyone to stop and think of who's going to just give. But if you have like loved one in specific certain areas, you find those people are more concerned because some of them they don't have the resource to ship a whole barrel, but they want to send them a box of diaper. And they would hope it got to their neighborhood, and it's not going to go because you send it to Food for the Poor or Gem.
Right.
Because it's on a national relief effort now,
Right.
And this is why I focus now and say I'm going to start adopting communities. and get the people them for pay for the shipping and pay for it, and we'll send it go directly somewhere. You understand? So this is where South St. James come in. We don't know nobody about South St. James.
Right. But you just know that the need is there, and we're going to do that.
Yeah. I have no idea about 2 people I know or 3 people I know come from St. James.
Right.
Because of what else my born, I don't know nothing about over there. So more than if I go over there for tourists or I go to Jamaica or I go spend some. You understand?
Yeah.
But just to show you that I know factually that people are marooned up in some of these communities.
Right.
And they cannot get out to get anything at all whatsoever. And when you look at some of these videos, the roads are totally gone.
Yeah.
So the person now who used to do a little farming and throw a little food in the back of the truck to go sell it, there's nobody to sell anything to.
Right.
It simply means that you go hungry, your crop gone, nobody to sell anything to. The water, dirty, standing water. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What are we doing? We need to get to those people.
Ja.
You know, because you're going to now go open the hotels. The hotels are going to depend on certain people now to, you know, my dear it?
Yep.
To bring in food items. No, they have to probably take some things from overseas now.
Yeah.
You know, them going to develop a new market now. These little man get pushed out. You know, my dear, it's just a lot of things.
And those are the concerns. Like I said, long-term ripple effects. You know what I mean?
Yes, man.
But I'll say this.
Yeah.
I mean, give thanks for the efforts. Like you said, we give thanks for the efforts because even though there's uncertainty around a lot of things, what is certain is that people care and people are doing their part. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And we love them.
Yes. People care.
Ja.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining the party, Mr. Peter Gracey. And first of all, thank you, sir, for taking your time out, for drop the knowledge on us, give us some information. And again, we have to remind the folks that the book, the second Bible, the first one are the Holy Bible, but if you're a Jamaican or a diaspora, a 2 Bible, and if you have the Holy Bible, whichever version you want to have,
G-Code. Why not the people think about me?
The views of G-Code does not represent those of Peter Gracey, the publisher.
Listen, not to cheat. There you go. Not to cheat. Your mother do a song was on you one time. You're big like Jesus, and the man them burning. So me I say is this: but no one you gonna put me in a situation that you don't have me.
And you don't have the name of one I disciple him already, but I digress. So
there you go.
But we need to have the book. I am getting my copy, the Jamaican Diaspora Resource Handbook. Again, where do I, how do I, who do I call? Consulates, embassies, government ministers, phone numbers, email addresses, passport renewal, birth certificates, visa-free travel, dual citizenship, banking, shipping, land titles. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody from you and your mother, your father, your sister, your cousin, somebody needs that information. And again, you need to have access to the information. Have it at your fingertips. Don't think that the internet is where it's going to be. This is a compilation of all the necessary information. I think it's not just a dope book, but I think it's a necessary book. Everybody from the diaspora and from Jamaica need to have it. Brother, thank you so much. I wish you endless success with this book. I don't think it needs me saying that for it to be successful, because in life sometimes we provide a lot of wants. In this case, this is a need and people need to get it.
Thank you, brother, man. I appreciate that, man.
Anytime. Drop some social media for the masses, please.
Yeah.
Make them find you.
Peter Gracey poet. PeterGracey poet. Once you go on any social media platform, whether it's TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Peter Gracey poet or Peter Gracey, it's me. You know, and you'll see it right there. Easy to find. And you can get the book at petergracey.com. It has a link there to purchase the book. Just real quick, I'm actually testing out the app that's going to come as a second edition, right? And I'm going to launch it soon here. Why? Because I want to use it as a resource for the hurricane to help people not to get the book, but because I have the potential to launch it. So anything they need to know, they can click on it and say, how do I ship to Jamaica? The video is there. All the numbers, all the drop-off points, everything is going to be in here. We're going to make it a marathon for this storm as a recovery.
Wow.
So we have to come up with these resources, and hopefully I'll send you the link and you can be one of my testers.
I'm down. I'm with it.
There you go, man. There you go.
Send it over, man. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the time. Thank you so much for the effort. And one more time, on behalf of all the masses out there, thank you for this book. It's very, 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 very necessary. I know all of my folks that's listening is probably going to be trying to get theirs right now. I need to get my hand on one so that I don't have to go over for them yard for use for them. You know what I mean? So, and as I say that's my way of also saying, don't come on my yard, come try to use my own, get your own things. Mr. Peter Gracey, thank you so much for your time, sir. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much for having me, G. Cole.
Every time. And when you're in town, pass through the place live, I could go on reason and talk to the people. All right?
Definitely.
Brother.
See you on Thursday, brother.
Absolutely. I'm going to be out there with my book. If I don't get one before, I'm going to come out and make sure you have one for me. I buy mine on spot.
I hear you.
All right, brother. Yeah, man.
All right, cool.
One love. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Peter Gracey. And there you have it. Thank you so much for tuning in. It has indeed been a pleasure. Please remember to subscribe to the podcast. Homegrown with G. Cole, available everywhere. All right. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And remember, be safe, be kind, and be good to each other. My name is G. Cole, and this is Homegrown.
Nakikinig ka sa música, Homegrown with G. Cole.
Estás escuchando Homegrown con G. Cole.
您现在正在收听的是 Homegrown with G. Cole.
You're listening to Homegrown with G. Cole.
Remember, all the music played here on the podcast Homegrown with G. Cole is available on iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music, and all your digital retailers. Please support the artists.